14.3 Quotient of Powers property. Okay, when we talk about quotient of powers property, it just simply is this. It says that when you divide powers with the same base, you subtract their exponent. So you take the top one and you subtract the bottom one. So it is saying then a divided by, or a to the nth power divided by a to the nth power is the same thing as a to the m minus nth power. Okay? So if you can write that in your notes, then we can move on to doing some problems. All right, let's do some examples now. Here we are dividing powers with the same base, right? So remember, it said what? What did our property said? It said a to the m divided by a to the n is the same thing as a to the m minus n, where a is not 0. Okay, we're assuming a is not 0 in both of these examples here. A is not 0. So let's look at this one, 2 to the 6th. So 2 is our base. We're going to subtract our powers or exponents. 6 minus 4 is 2. So this answer is actually 2 to the 2nd power, which is the same thing as 4. Right? But we can leave it as this. That's fine. Okay, on this one, same thing. We're going to subtract our powers. Our base is -7. 9 minus 3 equals 6. So this is to the 6th power. Pretty straightforward. Okay, now we're going to simplify expressions using our knowledge of the quotient of powers property. Okay, so for this first one, we know our answer needs to be written as a power. So let's start by first looking at the top part of our fraction. We have 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 2nd. Remember, this is one of our properties. It's our product of powers property, where it says a to the m times a to the n is the same thing as a to the m plus n, right? So for this one, 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 2nd is the same thing as 3 to the 4 plus 2 is 6, okay? So that's what our top part ends up being. Now our bottom part, we're leaving it the same. So now we just need to do what? We need to subtract, because that's what the quotient of powers property says. So our answer is 3 to the 6 minus 3 is 3 to the 3rd power. And we're writing our answer as a power. Okay, let's look at this one here then. Let's look at the top part. We have a, we can rewrite this as a to the 10th times a to the 7th all over a to the 6th times a to the 4th. So if we use our product of powers property again, we know that this top part actually becomes 17, because 10 plus 7 is 17. And on the bottom, a to the 6 plus 4 is 10. Now, using our quotient of powers property, we know we have to subtract their exponents. So a, 17 minus 10 is 7, a to the 7th. All right. Now, time for you to do 6 practice problems. Okay, so the first 2, we're going to evaluate the following expressions. Okay, so for this one, if we have -8, we have the same base, so that we know we just have to subtract our exponent. So -8 to the, what's 8 minus 4? Just to the 4th, right? So that's our answer there. Same thing with this one, have the same base. We can use our quotient of powers property. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So that's the answer there. Okay. Moving along here to our final 4. We're going to simplify these expressions. Okay, so this one here, we have 2 to the 15th on top. But on the bottom, we can use our product of powers property to simplify that. And we know we just add our exponents. So 2 to the What's 3 plus 5? 8. And now we can use our quotient of powers property and then find out what our answer is. It's 2 to the something because we're going to subtract these two exponents, right, to get that number there. Okay, same thing with this one. So let's simplify the top. We'll use our product of powers property that tells us that m to the 8th times m to the 6th is the same thing as m to the 14th because 8 plus 6 is 14. So then our problem becomes this, and we use our quotient of powers property, and we're going to subtract our exponents and come up with our answer. On these two, same kind of thing. I would actually on this one rewrite this as p to the 3rd times p to the 6th times p to the 4th all over p to the 2nd times p. Okay, so let's simplify this using our what? Our product of powers property. So 6 plus 3 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. So p to the 13th on top, p to the 3rd, and now we can go ahead and use our quotient of powers property and subtract our exponents to come up with our answer. And then the same thing is going to be true with this one. Okay, I'll let you do that one completely on your own. All right, and that is it for 14.3.